There comes a moment in every life when the world grows quiet, so quiet you can hear the faint spark inside you begging to be noticed. A spark that has waited patiently beneath doubt, beneath fear, beneath the noise of other people's opinions. Today that spark demands not to be borrowed from another person's fire, but to be awakened from within you. Too often we look to others for light. We chase their confidence, their direction, their certainty, believing their flame is somehow stronger, brighter, more worthy. But understand this. A borrowed flame can guide you for a moment. Your own flame can guide you for a lifetime. Your personal fire is not lit by applause, validation, or comparison. It is lit by discipline, by ownership, by the willingness to step into discomfort and grow from it. It is lit every time you rise when you'd rather stay down, every time you choose focus over distraction, purpose over comfort, integrity over convenience. When you light your own, every time you choose focus over distraction, purpose over comfort, integrity over convenience. When you light your own flame, you stop waiting for permission. You stop seeking shortcuts. You stop living according to someone else's rhythm. Instead, you become your own source of clarity, your own source of direction, your own source of momentum. And yes, others may walk beside you. They may inspire you, teach you, challenge you, but no one can burn for you. No one can fight your battles. No one can carry your purpose. The responsibility to ignite, nurture, and protect your flame belongs to you alone. So today, step forward with intention, step forward with courage, step forward with the quiet certainty that what you need is already within you, waiting to be set ablaze. Here is your call to action. Leave this moment unwilling to live dimly, unwilling to wait for motivation, unwilling to borrow energy from anyone else. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and ignite your own flame. Then let the world feel the heat of your transformation. A borrowed flame can guide you for a moment, but your own flame can guide you for a lifetime. This truth is easy to overlook in a world where comparison surrounds us and the achievements of others shine so brightly that we instinctively reach toward them instead of nurturing what is already within. Borrowing someone else's flame may feel comforting at first. It gives the illusion of clarity, of purpose, of direction. When you stand close to another person's fire, their confidence warms you. Their discipline steadies you. Their momentum pulls you forward. But all of that vanishes the moment you are left alone in the dark, and sooner or later, every person must face the darkness on their own. That is when a borrowed flame fails you, because it was never yours to tend, never yours to fuel, never yours to sustain. Your own flame, however small it may seem today, has the potential to grow into something far greater than anything borrowed from another. It starts as something fragile, soft, flickering, barely noticeable, because all beginnings are fragile, but fragility does not mean weakness, it means potential. A flame you ignite yourself with your own struggle, your own discipline, your own choices, holds a resilience that cannot be replicated. It grows from your failures, not someone else's victories. It grows from your persistence, not someone else's motivation. When you build your flame from the inside out, it becomes intertwined with your identity and your journey. This flame becomes your compass. Instead of merely following the paths illuminated by others, you begin carving your own. You start recognizing opportunities that resonate with your purpose, rather than those that simply look impressive from the outside. And with every act of courage, every time you move despite fear, every time you return after falling, every time you do what is necessary instead of what is easy, you feed the flame, it steadies, it grows, it becomes the guiding light that no setback, no criticism, no external comparison can extinguish. Relying on the fire of others often leads to imitation. You shape your actions around what works for them. You follow their timing, their rhythm, their standards. The danger is that imitation can make you appear lit from the outside while leaving you empty on the inside. When their flame flickers or fades, you lose your source of direction. But when the power that guides you comes from within, you no longer depend on external motivation. You develop self-generated drive, the kind that fuels consistency, even on days when inspiration is nowhere to be found. Lighting your own flame also brings responsibility, the responsibility to tend it, protect it, and refine it. It requires honesty with yourself, the willingness to confront your weaknesses, and the discipline to strengthen them. It requires stepping away from the warmth of borrowed fires long enough to build your own. Yet in doing so, you gain something far greater than temporary comfort. You gain ownership of your life, your growth, and your future. Your personal fire is not lit by applause, validation, or comparison. It is lit by discipline, by the quiet, unseen choices you make when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, when no one is offering recognition or praise. Applause can motivate you for a moment, but it cannot sustain you. Validation can make you feel worthy temporarily, but it cannot anchor you. Comparison may push you forward briefly, but it cannot define your direction. These external sources of energy flicker unpredictably, rising and falling with the opinions of others, with circumstances you do not control, with standards that shift like the wind. When you depend on them, your fire grows unstable. It burns brightly in moments of approval, but dims the instant the world turns quiet. A flame built on external fuel is always at risk of being extinguished. Discipline, however, is internal fuel. It is the commitment to show up not because someone is watching, but because you have decided that your growth matters. It is the promise you make to yourself, quiet, unglamorous, often uncomfortable, that builds strength over time. Discipline teaches you to do what is necessary even when motivation is absent. It teaches you to keep going even when progress feels slow or invisible. While applause might spark excitement, discipline builds endurance, and endurance is what keeps your flame alive during the long dark stretches where nothing seems to be happening. This is where most people abandon their journey, assuming the absence of results means the absence of potential. But discipline proves the opposite, that consistency is the soil where growth takes root. When you learn to light your fire with discipline rather than validation, you begin to rely on yourself in a way that is both grounding and freeing. You no longer chase approval from others. You no longer adjust your direction based on what receives praise. You begin to choose actions that align with your deepest values instead of those that simply look impressive to the outside world. Your flame becomes stable, steady, dependable. It becomes something you can trust, something that grows through your own effort rather than someone else's recognition. Comparison is another force that dims your fire. It pulls your attention away from your own path and redirects it towards someone else's. When you compare your progress to the achievements of others, you forget that every flame grows at its own pace. You overlook the years of work, the unseen struggles, the failures hidden behind every success. Comparison convinces you that your flame is too small, too weak, too slow, but a flame does not expand by staring at another. It expands by feeding itself. When you focus on your own growth, your habits, your discipline, your improvement, you begin to strengthen the one thing that truly belongs to you, your personal fire. Validation, applause, and comparison may feel satisfying in the moment, but they offer no lasting fuel. Discipline, dedication, and personal accountability, however, become the steady oxygen that allows your flame to grow stronger, brighter, and more resilient with each passing day. When you light your own flame, you stop waiting for permission. You stop standing at the edge of your own potential, hoping someone else will validate your desire to move forward. You stop asking for approval to pursue the things that call to you. Permission becomes irrelevant because the moment your inner fire awakens, you recognize that the only authority you truly need is the conviction within your own heart. The world may offer opinions, warnings, or expectations, but none of those carry the same weight as the quiet voice inside that urges you to rise and act. This shift from seeking external approval to trusting your inner direction marks the beginning of genuine freedom. It is the moment you claim your life from hesitation and fear. Lighting your own flame means no longer waiting for the perfect conditions, because you understand they rarely arrive. You stop telling yourself that you'll begin when things settle, when you feel ready, or when the timing is right. Instead, you start now, with whatever you have, exactly where you are. The flame you build within teaches you that readiness is not something you wait for, it is something you cultivate through action. Each small step strengthens your confidence and trains you to rely on your own momentum rather than external encouragement. You begin to move because movement itself shapes you into someone capable, resilient, and courageous. You begin to grow because growth becomes a natural response to your own determination. You also stop seeking shortcuts. A strong inner flame teaches you to respect the process rather than chase instant results. You no longer crave the easy path because you understand that what is gained quickly is often lost just as quickly. Your flame becomes a reminder that slow, steady progress is far more meaningful than fast, shallow success. You learn to embrace the challenges, the setbacks, and the long stretches where progress is invisible. These are the moments that refine you and strengthen the flame within. Instead of trying to skip the hard parts, you lean into them, recognizing that each difficulty is fuel for your growth and clarity. Lighting your own flame means creating your own rhythm. You stop dancing to the tempo of others' expectations, and you begin to listen to the pace that aligns with your values, your dreams, and your abilities. You no longer rush because someone else is moving faster, nor do you slow down because someone else is uncertain. Your flame teaches you to honor your unique journey without comparison or distraction. It becomes a compass guiding you through noise and pressure, showing you where to place your energy and where on to place your energy and where to withdraw it. With this inner guidance, you develop a deeper sense of integrity. Your actions align with who you truly are, not who others expect you to be. As your flame grows, you become your own source of clarity and direction. You stop depending on the reassurance of others to tell you whether your path is right. Instead, you trust your own instincts, shaped by experience, discipline, and self-awareness. You begin to move with purpose, not because someone else told you to, but because your inner fire illuminates the path ahead. Others may walk beside you. They may offer guidance, support, and wisdom. They may share their experiences, lend their encouragement, and even challenge you to rise above your limitations. Their presence can be meaningful, their influence valuable, and their companionship comforting. But even with all that, no one can burn for you. No one can step inside your life and live it on your behalf. No one else.
Your life and live it on your behalf. No one else can take on the weight of your dreams, your fears, your failures, or your potential. The responsibility to ignite your flame and keep it alive rests fully and unavoidably on your own shoulders. People can inspire you, but inspiration alone cannot move your feet. It cannot wake you at dawn when you would rather sleep. It cannot push your body when it aches or quiet your mind when doubts rise. Inspiration is a spark, but you are the one who
must protect it from wind and rain. You must choose whether the spark dies or grows. Others may teach you and offer you the tools you need, wisdom, discipline, perspective, but tools are useless unless you lift them, use them, and practice with them. A teacher can open a door, but you must walk through it. A mentor can show you the path, but you must take the steps. A friend can remind you of your strength, but you must be the one who proves it. No one can fight your battles for you because those battles are designed for your growth. They shape your resilience, sharpen your focus, and deepen your understanding of who you are and what you can overcome. If someone else fought your battles, they would steal from you the very lessons intended to strengthen you. The challenges you face are not punishments, they are invitations, opportunities for you to rise, to refine yourself, to build a fire within that cannot be extinguished by external storms. Every struggle you endure becomes fuel. Every setback becomes oxygen for your flame. Every victory, no matter how small, becomes proof that your effort matters. Your purpose is uniquely yours. It is not a burden that can be shifted to someone else, nor a gift that can be handed off. It is something only you can bring into life because it is woven into your story, your experiences, your values, and your potential. Even when others support you, they cannot carry your purpose for you. They can encourage you when you hesitate, but they cannot earn them. They can stand by you, but they cannot stand in for you. The responsibility to ignite, nurture, and protect your flame is yours because growth cannot be outsourced. Strength cannot be borrowed. Purpose cannot be delegated. You are the keeper of your own fire. You are the one who decides whether it flickers weakly or rises strong enough to illuminate not only your path, but the paths of others who will one day look to you for guidance. So today, step forward with intention. Step forward not as someone who is unsure or hesitant, but as someone who understands the quiet power of deliberate action. Intention is more than desire. It is the conscious decision to move with purpose rather than drift with circumstance. When you step forward with intention, you stop allowing life to simply happen to you. You become the one who shapes the direction, tone, and meaning of your journey. Each step becomes a declaration that you are no longer guided by fear, distraction, or uncertainty, but by the inner clarity that comes from recognizing your own potential. Step forward with courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision that something else is more important than fear. It is the willingness to move even when your voice trembles, your hands shake, or your thoughts whisper doubt. Courage is built in moments where you choose action over avoidance, growth over comfort, and truth over pretense. It is not a single moment of boldness, but a consistent practice of showing up as your authentic self. When you choose courage, you create space for transformation. You break old patterns, you challenge outdated beliefs, you interrupt cycles that once kept you limited. And with every courageous choice, your flame grows stronger, steadier, more resilient. Step forward with the quiet certainty that what you need is already within you. This certainty does not come from arrogance or blind optimism, but from an inner knowing that your experiences, your struggles, your values, and your strengths have prepared you for the path ahead. You carry wisdom you may not yet realize. You hold resilience forged through moments you thought you wouldn't survive. You possess strength that revealed itself only when you were tested. Everything you have lived through has shaped the fire that now burns within you. You are not missing something, you are awakening something. This certainty is quiet because it does not need to shout or prove itself. It is the grounded confidence that flows from knowing who you are becoming and trusting the process that shapes you. It is not loud but unshakable. It allows you to move forward without rushing, without comparing, without pleading for reassurance. It allows you to stand firmly rooted even when the world around you pushes, pulls, or questions your path. Quiet certainty teaches you that the flame you carry is not dependent on circumstances but on your own willingness to nurture it. All that you seek, clarity, strength, resilience, direction, has been waiting for you to recognize it. It has been waiting beneath doubt, beneath distraction, beneath the belief that you are incomplete without something external. But the truth is this: your flame has always been there, waiting for the moment you stop searching outside and start awakening what is inside. When you embrace intention, when you embody courage, when you trust the quiet certainty within, you step into the fullness of your own power. You stand tall, breathe deeply, and ignite your own flame. Then let the world feel the heat of your transformation. Standing tall is not merely a physical posture, it is an internal declaration. When you stand tall, you align your body with your intention, and your intention with your purpose. Your spine straightens, not just because of confidence, but because you refuse to shrink in the presence of challenges. Standing tall is the act of meeting life with an upright spirit, refusing to cower, refusing to fold, refusing to let circumstances reduce your sense of self. It is a reminder that your presence has weight, your voice has importance, and your path has meaning. It is the posture of someone who has chosen not to be ruled by doubt, but guided by clarity. Breathing deeply is the second part of awakening your flame. A deep breath is more than oxygen. It is a moment of grounding in a world that constantly pulls you outward. When you breathe deeply, you reclaim your center. You give yourself a pause to reconnect with your values, your goals, and your inner strength. Deep breathing quiets the noise of the world and brings your attention back to what truly matters. With each breath, you steady your mind, calm your emotions, and create space for intention to rise. This deliberate breathing becomes the fuel that feeds your flame, keeping it steady even when life becomes chaotic. It is a simple act with powerful consequences, reminding you that you can always return to yourself, no matter how loud the world becomes. Igniting your own flame is an inner awakening, a shift from passive living to active becoming. It is the decision to stop waiting for external sparks to motivate you and instead cultivate your own fire. Ignition is a choice, not an accident. It begins the moment you decide you are done dimming yourself to fit into places that no longer serve you. It begins the moment you choose discipline over distraction and growth over comfort. Igniting your flame means embracing the responsibility to shape your life rather than allowing circumstances to shape you. It is the point at which you stop hoping for change and start becoming the force that creates it. Letting the world feel the heat of your transformation does not mean seeking attention. It means living with such authenticity and conviction that your actions naturally radiate impact. Transformation is not loud or dramatic. It is the gradual strengthening of your flame until it becomes impossible to ignore. The heat of your transformation is the energy others feel when you walk with purpose, speak with clarity, and act with integrity. It is the inspiration people sense when they witness someone who has taken ownership of their journey. This heat represents the strength of your character, the maturity of your decisions, and the courage of your evolution. It is the warmth that encourages others to confront their own darkness, awaken their own potential, and ignite their own flame.